This episode of the Mochi Podcast is sponsored by Pocket Cast. Pocket Cast was rated the best podcast app for Apple users by Wired Magazine. More than 500,000 shows to choose from. Pocket Cast offers a better listen experience with powerful search and discover tools like advanced episode search.
I want to search the episodes where they say they love Tim. That's my favorite part.
You also have the option to listen without subscribing.
I like them. I think they're nice and everything. But that cat, I can't subscribe to that cat.
Find exactly what you're looking for without the stress of commitment. How great is that?
So great, so great.
You can download Pocket Cast today from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store or even on the web at pocketcast.com. That's pocketcasts.com. Thank you, Pocket Cast, for supporting this episode of the Mochi Podcast. Welcome everyone to the Mochi Podcast. This week we have our special guest, Harry. And this week we have
a returning guest, Harry.
Yes,
hi,
welcome
hello.
back. And then on to the left of me is my beautiful man.
You're beautiful, man.
Yeah, he's my man.
You can say that.
And then my beautiful robot man.
Oh, well, I didn't introduce myself. That's cool. Hayden, and then next to us is the master of ceremonies,
Mr. Roboto,
the TV man,
Zach McPC. Anyway, Zach is out of town this week, and so we decided that we were just gonna make him like a little robot. And so now we're FaceTiming him, and it's pretty great.
Making it work.
I mean, I'd say that
to the best of our abilities.
Yeah, it looks pretty good to me.
So Zach, why you are recording your audio and everything, correct?
I hope so. We'll find out.
Okay. So Zach is pretty much, just in case his audio doesn't work, Zach is house sitting.
I'm reporting to you live from the field.
No, but you have to do that awkward break where they're like, yeah, John, that's right. Yeah, you gotta have the...
Reporting to you live from the Mochi Podcast. Yes, this is me, Zach.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy to be here, guy. Right, yeah. Yeah, no,
Can't believe
yeah.
we're doing this, man. This is great. This is the best. This is the best thing ever.
So for everyone, welcome this week to the Mochi Podcast. Hayden, what are you drawing? You drawing a bunch of dicks?
Saitama again. I drew Saitama from One Punch Man on the fridge. And now I'm drawing him again. Not nearly as good.
Okay. Yeah.
This is like Saitama, but if his face was on Akira.
Are you gonna? Well, he has a tiny face then. Yeah. Make sure you point at his camera or put it over Zach's face. Anyway,
Tape it to the monitor.
it's like a little lemon grab.
He looks like a little.
This is a good
little chick.
This is a good picture.
Give me anime eyes.
If I could draw, trust me, I would.
Actually, start working on that real quick, and I'm going to get to the first part of the podcast. This part of the podcast, we are going to answer some questions that y'all sent us on our social media. First one is from Brother Hallmark. Will Hayden teach me how to mosh?
All you gotta do, bro, you gotta go on YouTube, and there's a video called Japanese Mosh Part 1 or Part 2. It's like from like 2000, I think. Just watch them mosh, and that's all you gotta learn how to do. I can't really teach you. I would just tell you, act like
You're skipping.
You're skipping? No.
Oh, God.
Have you ever seen like a gorilla go ape? If you ever seen a gorilla go ape, copy that, and yeah, there you go. That's how you mosh.
Funny story, actually. So one time, Harry came over to one of our parties when Zach lived here, and I tried to teach Harry how to two-step. And so, just to put it, there's his eyes. Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Those are Kid Goku eyes.
So I'm just gonna do a demonstration of what Harry
like you
did.
Can draw
I'm gonna stand up. So
Harry was like
So to two-step, you do your left foot over your right foot, kind of with like a little bit of a hop. And so Harry looked like the WB frog going.
He was Millie
Hello,
Rock.
my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello,
my ragtime girl.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, that's just a little.
I was pretty good at it.
Where is Hayden in relation?
Hayden
to this
is
way?
right. Yeah, he's right next to you. So you're on the same camera.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. So And then so on my personal Instagram, I actually got a message from this guy named FreshBoy_Froze. I actually just shot a music video for him and Slee coming out on that on the Link Up tape, which I'm actually have a verse on.
Oh yeah, shout out those boys.
So if you're interested, you can go to any platform and type in Slee, the Link Up Volume 1, and I have a song on there called Lyrical Hustle. But I shot a music video for the song called 32 Degrees, and the boy Fresh Boy was on it. So he asked me a question. He goes, what's the best part about making a music video?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So
number 1, the money.
right. Next question, right?
The cream, boy, you know.
Besides, actually, money is probably not like my least favorite thing about the videos. They're really nice. Getting paid for videos is really nice and everything, but really just how you can go to a video, you hear the person's song, and as you're shooting, you can visualize how you're going to edit it down, and then you're going to make it, and that can potentially just grow and everything. And it's just kind of like wonderful. Like you just shoot the scene, you're like, dude, I can't wait till I get to this part of this video, and I get to edit and put it in, and then there's parts of the video that are sometimes really bad, and you're like, what am I going to do? And then you figure it out, and sometimes that becomes the best footage.
So it's like the potential and the possibilities you can turn, what you can turn something into, and I understand that.
Oh yeah, that's the most rewarding too. Is creatively, I love getting stuck in like a creative rut, because then I'm just like, I fucking hate it. But then it finally just clicks and it all comes together creatively, and then it's like, that's when I'm the most happiest. Like learning how to do all the motion graphics for the intros to all our stuff. Dude, racking my head trying to figure out how the hell am I, because you have to create something out of nothing. So you go to these music videos and the guy's like, I don't know, just make it good. And then it's up to you to make it something.
And the thing is, these people have no clue what they want in a music video. They're like, yeah, I just want to, dude, I love your style. I love everything you're doing. I want you to do my video. And then literally, so that's nothing. There's no budgets or anything. I'm literally just saying, hey, do you have a location? No, I don't. Okay, well, let's just meet out over here. And almost every single location, every single video you see from me, I shoot those videos in the same area. Like, we don't go to multiple locations. I just find, like, kind of cool things. So this new video with Slee, I shot...
This ain't going on screen.
Oh, my God. We shot in the street in a parking lot. Then I shot 2 scenes of them in the back of their car. I shot them in front of my garage, and then I shot them in my green screen. So it's like all these people are literally just, they're in my house. That's literally it. There's nothing, literally. Oh, shit.
Literally.
God.
But no, I'm with you.
Yeah, I've seen like break
his
bones.
arms.
I
Okay.
don't understand. He's a monster.
We need to get video evidence.
I wish that was a video.
Are you ready to pop by chance? Are you ready to pop?
Can I get it on video first?
Yeah, get it on video. Okay, so for everyone heard us freak out. Don't do it yet. I'll tell you when. I'll cue you. The other night, we were doing a podcast and we just freaking lose it because Lake just shatters his bones with just doing this.
And in the podcast, we just kind of freak out in the podcast.
Oh
we don't emphasize on it. We're just like, yeah, next topic.
Okay, so Lake on 3. 1, 2. Oh my God!
Insane. It's disgusting. Like, what's wrong? Yeah, how does that happen? What's wrong with you?
Zach, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to
hear that.
You're gonna have to use camera audio for that part.
Bass boost it.
Oh my God!
Warning! You're gonna have to put a warning for that or something.
Disclaimer.
God dang.
Our audience, I'm sure they're used to it by now.
They're like, oh, dude, Lake's on!
I can't help it.
Flag and pom poms.
Lake.
Oh, I can't wait to have Hank Hill do the freaking do one of our ads. That's gonna be sick.
Do we have topics on the board over there? We're gonna talk about something.
No, we didn't have it. I was actually gonna let Zach kick it off because he's in
Okinawa.
I can't see.
I do want to kick off this week by saying thanks to Anna. Anna's a good friend of mine. She's been listening to the podcast a lot. She actually made us some fan art for the podcast, our first ever fan art. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen. But she Yeah, no, she took the time to actually sit down and hand paint that, and she sent it to me today. You guys, I know Hayden saw it. Today.
I love how Hayden looks in it. That was Hayden's my favorite one in it all.
Don't I have like an energy drink in my hand or something? I have something in my hand.
I didn't go in that much detail.
I think it was like an energy drink.
Yeah, let me show Harry.
Yeah, show Harry.
Yeah. Oh, he does have an energy drink.
Yeah, I never thought anybody want to do or like ever do like fan art of us. So that's like huge, big shout out. Thank you very much. That's wild for sure.
Yeah, I was blown away by it. She sent it to me. She's like, "Oh yeah," she's like,
"I did this."
Every good podcast needs good fan art, and she sent that over. And so she said she would mail it to us.
We'll hang that bitch right up here.
Yeah, needs.
But I think I'm just gonna go get it. For those who don't know, Anna, we've been friends for like 10 years now. She moved. She lives in Atlanta now, which for us is only like 3 hours away.
Yeah,
And so I've been wanting to go and do trips in the van anyway. So I think I'm just gonna make a trip up there and go hang out with her for the weekend and just get it and bring it back.
Sounds sick. We'll definitely hang it up in the. We can replace this stupid foam right here, maybe, and put it there, or put it behind you, whatever. Definitely, if the first person that makes some lake fan art,
some good fan art like this.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh god,
it's not going on the video though. Lake, you can't see it, but it added its own little flair too.
If you make lake fan art, make sure to give him like huge breasts, like huge
and broken arms.
And broken arms.
Hank Hill with some crutches and some just
a ginger
bones
Hank
made
Hill.
Out of glass.
Don't do that to our boy Lake, please. Just make him an epic anime character.
So you will see on Mochi Monday some behind the scenes of me and Harry. We're gonna play some Super Smash Bros. After it just came out on the 7th, and Harry's already got every damn character.
Because Harry's a mogul.
I've played it for 32 hours.
It takes
32 hours. He's played for 32 hours and it came out on the 7th.
Speaking of
what?
Yeah, I played a lot.
Damn, a lot. That's like an obsessive amount.
But yeah, so we're gonna play some Smash after this. I've been talking. He's gonna beat my ass every single time. He's just.
Oh yeah, I'll put money on.
I'll be talking to you and be like, "Tim, you're fucking trash, man. What's all this bullshit?" You know?
But anyway, so yeah, Smash came out.
Speaking of like things you do for a long periods of time or hours, whatever. I don't know, Zach, you saw like how many hours this year on Spotify that like my most played artist was. Do you see that on Spotify?
One guess.
Third, I know it was Young Lean. But how many was it? Like 30?
It was like 85, right?
It was like 81 hours of Young Lean this year. It's like 3.5 days.
Zach, we did it. We have accomplished. We have
3.5 days.
Yeah, of just Young Lean this year, and I've listened to like all of his albums all the time.
Yeah,
my most played artist was Young Lean. It was like The Cure, Citizen, Tricot, and Deftones. Like no hardcore bands.
He's growing up.
Yeah, I got mine, but I only had like 14 hours worth of stuff.
It's like Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, they should send you an email.
I probably just deleted it.
Thanks to all the 221 minutes of listening to Carlisle Jones, I guess.
I forgot to turn off repeat that one day, and it played.
Like, thanks, Zach, for being my 4 fans.
JK, LOL. 81 hours, dude? What? Do you just listen to it like when you wake up, on your way to work, while you're at work, coming home from work, while you're in the shower, when you go to bed? Yeah, do you just like never turn off Spotify?
Me?
Yeah, 81
Dude,
hours.
It was just like I would have other stuff I would listen to, but at some point, and just about every day, I'd listen to a Young Lean song. And for like 3 months on the way home, I would listen to Oreo Milkshake every single day.
That Young Lean too. That's the best part. He's listening to like the 2001 Sad Boy,
super old Young Lean, and then like it was also because the end of last year when Stranger came out, and then I listened to Stranger like super hard, and then I got into his older stuff. I got into what was the Unknown Memory, and then Warlord, like super hard. So
Warlord, man,
yeah,
Warlord,
and like what Tim says about Young Lean before. Young Lean and like all the Sad Boys, their music just doesn't sound like anybody else, and it was like most of like what I've ever heard in anything else. Lake is surprised, bro.
367 hours.
I believe it. That's
for Maiden Abyss.
Oh, wow.
holy Yeah.
Zach.
Lake listening to an entire has 300 how many hours?
367 hours.
367 hours for the Made in Abyss soundtrack. And Made in Abyss is an anime that's really, really good. But we're not talking about anime.
Is it like 4 songs?
Holy hell, dude.
That's several songs. Like
Yeah. The Made in Abyss soundtrack is really
But I
good,
mean,
though.
Phil would do that. Phil
Really
does that
good.
with like Kingdom Hearts. Harry's in Geek Squad listening to the Smash music today.
He showed me
Yeah.
a Smash song, and it was really good. It sounded like a Nier Automata song, and that's why it was really good.
Imagine walking up to customer service and you hear. I
would buy everything. I would feel like intimidated to buy something. It's like I have to buy. I gotta buy.
I try
something.
to not play it super loud so people can hear it out front, but
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta
Happens.
crank that.
sometimes you just gotta.
You gotta hit him with it.
Could be worse. Could be. Never mind. Could be.
So are
playing
you
the
guys
new-
doing a Smash tournament tonight, or you just
No,
you
we're just
playing?
gonna. He has every single character, which is how many?
72.
72 characters.
You
And
start with 8.
You start with 8, which I've been calling it the my MySpace top 8 because you
Yeah.
start out and it's just like the most okay characters.
Who do you have now? Who do you have now?
I'm at like I think almost 20. So like I'm just like I just started.
Cruising.
Yeah, I literally.
So-
we're gonna get into this with the power going out, but the power went out and I played Smash the whole entire time until it died.
Okay.
but-
Before we get into that, who do you guys main with? I know yours, but I don't really know Harry's.
In this game specifically.
Yes.
So far I haven't played a whole lot like serious.
Mhm.
My favorite so far is Crom and Incineroar.
Mhm.
I like King K. Rool too though. So
What about Isbel?
Isabel is also that girl.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Everybody was hype about her joining Smash for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
And then
She's cute.
it was like her. There was like a lot of not controversy. People were hype about her joining. And then Solid Snake, but Solid Snake's been on there for a while.
Snake. Well, he came back. He wasn't in 4.
Yeah. And then they just introduced or announced that Joker from Persona 5 is on there, which is awesome. That's one of my favorite games. Which is
So
like
is that out now, or they just
Yeah.
announce it?
Yeah,
That's
they're
out.
yeah, it's out. Which is
Joker's not, but the game is.
yeah. That Joker from Persona 5 is going to be on Smash, which is weird to think about, but like now, I mean, there's so many like diverse characters on Smash now. It's almost up for anybody to be on Smash at this point.
I was
Hatsune Miku for next Smash.
I'm still using Kirby. Kirby's still forever going to be my favorite character, and I like Ryu a lot. I'm always going to be a Peach fan too, but that's such like a weird 3, I guess,
Yeah.
in the terms of like being in Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
There's so many. Like I don't even necessarily have like a definitive favorite yet. Just the people like the person I've played the most online with is Ganondorf.
that's so weird. Is he better?
He's real good.
Is
He's
he?
hella good.
Does he still do his leg drop and everything?
Some of his moves. He uses a sword now.
Oh, okay. So he has more range.
Is he faster too
Uh,
now?
a
Well, he's
little
kind
bit.
of.
Everybody's faster.
Does his jump still suck? His
His jumps still do suck.
okay.
His jump attacks are good though.
He's tank though. He's a
but-
god dang.
Like there's a lot of
Juggernaut.
characters I like a lot. This morning I was playing online, just like bouncing around between characters, and I just won like 6 matches in a row with Crom. So like
Hell
I'm
yeah.
about that boy.
That's sick.
I haven't played online. Which, by the way, if anyone has a Nintendo Switch and you don't already have like live for it, it's $20 for a year.
Yeah.
$20 to play online for an entire year on a Switch.
Now, I thought Smash had a lot of problems when they first initially launched online.
So right now the issue is you can set preferred rules. A lot of people, at least like on their subreddit, a lot of people are trying to play like one-on-one matches, 3 stocks, 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But you turn your preferred rules on and then you just search for a match and it just puts you in whatever. It doesn't matter what your preferred rules are. So you can end up in 4-player matches with items on. It tries to put you in a match that's
Mhm.
one-on-one, but most of the time it just puts you in whatever it can fit you in.
Right, which is
And I think most people would prefer, like, I would prefer just waiting longer to get into the match I want, but it's not that big of a. It just sucks when the reason why I played Ganondorf so much is because I kept getting 4-player matches, and Ganondorf I can just spam smash attacks and it's going to hit everybody.
Yeah.
But if I play someone like Fox, I'm not going to win.
Yeah,
Because Fox
for
can't
sure.
take on
one-on-one
more people at
yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never into. I was never that big into Smash. I never played Smash online. Never been that big into fighting games. But I was really big into Melee when I was younger. And I remember just thinking playing 4-player. Like thinking of playing online, 4-player fighting like in Smash, whatever, it just sounds a lot more fun to me.
Yeah.
I my thing is like obviously when we play tonight we're doing no items
Hell yeah.
because
100%.
my God, I think this is the most
Except the baseball bat.
that wouldn't work with either of us.
Clip the audio.
When we play, we're gonna do no items because Smash, like this Smash is the is the first.
Go, I'm just messing with Zach's camera.
This is the first Smash where I think the items are just like so overpowered.
Yeah, like Pokemon and assist trophies are ridiculous. They're gonna get at least one kill every time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter unless you
it's-
get like the guy from Brain Age. He's not killing anybody.
And then also you can get 3 items, and then that gives you a super of either you shoot a blast at them, or you get into a ship and you just go around the map and you aim. It kind of reminds me of Superstars from PlayStation.
Yeah, and I have a problem with those items specifically. They were both of them were in 4, but the Dragoon was in Brawl, and I never really liked them. The way they used to do it, it's Dragoon.
Yeah, Dragon.
The
Dragon Tales.
Dragoon.
Dragon
Dragon
Tales.
Lagoon.
The Dragoon was in
Dragoon.
Brawl, but the way they did it was if the Dragoon items are like in play, you can't get Smash Balls. But now it's anything can come out at one time. It doesn't matter. And there's just a lot going on with the items all at once.
Anything goes.
I've played a lot with some friends online, and we've just done 4-player matches with items, and it's been fine. I've been having fun with it, but I prefer one-on-one
because
with
it's
no
not
items.
about skill sometimes at that point. Because literally, you can just get one thing and you win. I mean,
if you get like Snorlax from a Pokeball, what are you gonna do?
yeah.
Shout out Snorlax.
Also, oh my God, did you ever? So this is just weird. I was thinking about this. I was playing last night, and they do the Nintendo.
Yeah.
Have you got that
The
one?
Nintendo was in Brawl.
Oh, I didn't never play.
It was in Brawl and 4.
But my God, there's a Nintendo that comes in. It covers the entire screen.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and it's bullshit.
And if you get in the middle of the screen, it damages you and it kills you almost.
Yeah.
It's like if
ridiculous.
it happens, I'll post it.
Yeah, some
so
of
y'all
the
can see
assist
it.
trophies, they're Skull Kid makes everybody invisible, and you can't see your names.
It's pretty cool.
Togepi can still make the whole screen black, but it makes it completely black for like 15 seconds, so nobody can see anything.
So you'll just die, you'll fall off the edge or something.
So some
depending
of them-
on a match.
Some of them I'm not crazy about. Some of them are fine. Like they added the new item. It's called the Beast Ball. It's just a baseball, but you throw it and then it teleports to somebody. That one's tight.
That's pretty cool.
But some of them are just too much.
Whenever I played as Fox a lot just because Fox was fast. And he had a laser gun, and he was a fox. And what else? What more do you need?
And he has metal legs.
Dude, he's got metal legs.
And his dad wears sunglasses.
And his dad is literally Fox with sunglasses. It's the same model in the video game, just
Fox
with
is
glasses.
a fox named Fox, and his dad's named James.
Well, he was pretty precise when he named his son.
I'm so glad when we went to your house that we went to Harry's house for kind of like a get together hangout. Me and Hayden did. Zach was invited but didn't come.
We've talked about this.
And
we talked about this, yeah.
We did, but like when we did it, like his best friend Tyler was playing Star Fox and just like
He crushes it every time.
and he does better every time.
I
And
know.
he said, "Dude, that's the worst I've ever done," and it's the best he ever done. It's like Philip. Like Philip does the same thing. He's like, "Bro, oh man, I did so bad," and it's like,
It was a speed run of Dark Souls on the
yeah,
hardest.
it's like,
I mean,
oh my God, I
I
beat that
could-
3 hours earlier.
I could tell that story about Phil coming over and crushing Dark Souls before my eyes, but
He's like, "Dude, I'm not gonna be that good."
it was
He
like
beats everything first try.
I started playing Dark Souls like last year, like around December of last year, and it was on like a really clunky. It was a downloaded version for Xbox One, so it was already clunky. It was originally for the 360, and just playing it, still being bad at it, and struggling on certain parts. And I got to Sin's Fortress, which is like almost at the halfway point of the game, and it's just like a big castle full of traps, and you have to run through it, and then you go to Anne Orlando as the halfway point of the game. I had tried to gone through it like 10 times, and then what were we doing that night that Phil was coming over? I don't remember what we were doing.
He's just probably hanging out.
Yeah, Phil came over that night. Phil runs through Sin's Fortress, all of it in like 5 minutes. And he's like, "There you go, bro. I just wanted to get you to Anne Orlando. Here you go, bro." And I was like,
But
that was my first time playing through the game.
Philip, or is Philip a little bit better than you?
Philip's. I mean, I've never watched Philip play Dark Souls.
since
but
this year, I've beat
He
Dark
plays
Souls.
like 7+. Like
I played through all of Dark Souls.
I guess it's easy after you beat.
I got all the achievements and I stopped playing, so I don't know.
I played through all of Dark Souls like 3 or 4 times, or 3 times this year, and one of those times was New Game Plus. Just one.
I have gotten all the achievements in Dark Souls 3 times. And I got halfway there on Tim's PS3.
Yeah. It's fun, man. I like the game a lot. I'm excited to play the others because I've only ever played one.
It was actually
I've gotten a lot better.
We had Philip come over to the house the other day to kind of hang out with us because he hadn't hung out with us in a while, and that me and Philip are 100% on the same energy and thought process without even seeing each other.
Oh yeah, oh dude, they were so. Who was the guys that was over here like recording the song and hanging out?
So I had Kobe Bates over here to record his verse for my new album. He's going to be a feature on the album,
right?
And so we're in there working with him, and then Hayden and Philip were in the living room, just hanging out.
Me and Phil were just talking about stuff. We're talking about music and talking about movies and just kind of stuff that was going on because we hadn't like hung out in a minute, and talking about music, and he talking about like hip hop and talking about 50 Cent. 50 Cent, he was like, dude, back in the day, 50 Cent was like my shit. And he was like, we went and saw the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. Me and Tim went and saw the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. And that was like the best thing in the world when we were kids, man. That was so damn cool. And then like, And then I was playing, speak of the devil, I was playing Souls in the living room and me and Phil were still hanging out. When Tim and the guys that were recording were finished, Tim comes in the living room, hanging out for a second, and what do you say to him?
I was like, I know it's a little late. I was gonna see if you want to watch Get Rich or Die Trying tonight.
And Phil and I looked at him like,
it feels like
we were just talking about that.
Yeah, I wanted him to come over. I was at
that's y'all's movie. It's officially y'all's movie.
Yeah, shout out to Sarah too. I bought her a new car.
Yeah.
I bought her a new Ford Focus, and to match Hayden.
Except it looks different.
It's not a hatchback, but I bought Sarah a new car because hers was running dead, and I love her, so she has the best Christmas now. So
very freaking cool. Did you get a big ass red bow to put on it?
No, I didn't.
Should have. We can make it work.
Yeah, but anyway, while we were there waiting to like sign papers and stuff like that, someone says someone was just like looking at TV, and I think they said there's like too many of those people up there, and I was just like, many men. And that's literally just what came in my head. And I was like, man, me and Philip haven't watched Get Rich or Die Trying in a long time. We should watch that tonight because he was coming over.
Never seen it.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know that was a movie.
Yeah, 50
Really?
Cent's movie. It's so good too. It's
You
like,
knew it was a movie, right?
yeah.
I was
know
gonna
about
say.
Blood on the Sand, which is a game.
Yeah, which I
With 50
beat that
Cent.
game too.
We talked about 50 Cent a handful of times in this podcast. We talked about him with the vitamin water, now with his movie and his video games. And 50 Cent is an icon. Let's be honest.
I mean, he's one of the only
He really is.
only artists in the world to sell 10 million records on one album.
Is he really?
Yeah, The Massacre sold over 10 million. It's a diamond record. Yeah.
I don't know anything about 50 Cent.
What about Eminem?
Eminem is Eminem I think is 8 diamond.
I think you mean 8 Mile.
Shut up.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, will you look it up?
My phone's dead.
Your phone's dead.
And you don't have your
How does your
laptop.
phone
Who hired him, man?
No, give me a second. I gotta look this up. So first of all, I went to Wikipedia, and I get it. I don't know how Wikipedia could ever shut down as a company, but anyway, they just flood you with like, make a donation. Like, hey, Wikipedia, we just need $16 a day.
No.
I'm like, I would do that too. Who's like, you know what? I'm gonna donate to.
Yeah, who gives money to Wikipedia?
Really random assortment. Yeah, 1636. They're a really random assortment of like.
I mean, it's probably like that thing on Reddit. I mean, Reddit does the same thing.
Yeah,
Like
the
Reddit
gold.
Gold?
Needs X amount. Hey, I think, Mochi's got a new business plan. If you go to mochipodcast.com, we just need $4.31 a day.
We need
If you could
$4,300 and $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
All right.
It's a number. Yeah. Dude, speaking of which, I donated like $1 to Wikipedia like 5 years ago, and I got an email from that guy, and he was like, and it starts off, you think it's like going to be a bad email, and he's like, it's a guy who like, I guess owns Wikipedia.
Oh, Wiki.
Yeah.
Yeah,
his
Miss
name.
Man, with Mr. Wiki.
Mr. Wiki, he emails
Sam
me, and
Witwicky.
the beginning of it is
Witwicky?
like, I'll be honest with you, Hayden. It starts out, the preview is like, I'll be honest with you, Hayden, I've had enough. And then you click on it, and it's like, thank you for donating like 5 years ago to blah, blah, blah. Because of you, this is possible. And I was like, I thought it was going to be some like spam email, somebody telling me off for whatever reason.
Zach, who is Witwicky?
Sam Witwicky from the Transformers.
Oh, okay.
It's not a real person.
Yeah.
I had the name and I was like, I don't know what.
How do you
that's
know
from.
that
Yeah,
out
it's
of everything?
Transformers. Huh?
How do you know that out of everything?
Because it's Shia LaBeouf.
You had the movie.
Marshall Mathers LP is sold 28 million. And
believe it.
then the Eminem show has done 22 million. So just those two albums. I didn't even get into the other albums. Just those two albums. That's enough to know.
Talk about, do you want to get into the storm? For
Yeah.
time?
We were supposed to record a podcast yesterday. Thank God, Harry, me and him got off work at the same time and he was still down to come hang out and do the podcast with us this week. But the storm on Saturday was just incredible. Like, it was like,
Yeah, it was real intense.
That wind was howling, boy.
yeah.
40 mile an hour winds.
Yeah. So, that big tree in our backyard, Zach? The big one. I was sitting there with Sarah. I was like, Sarah, you see that tree? That one's falling tonight. That one is going to fall tonight. And so, like, and it was, it was like this. Like, it was literally just like,
Well, it started falling when I lived there.
I was just watching. I was like, oh, that tree's going to break. And so, like, I go in our bedroom before the power goes out, and I hear like a freaking tree breaks, and I was like, babe, that's it. Let's go. And it wasn't it.
Get out of the house.
Yeah, get out of the house.
Going down.
And so I actually think it's the tree on the right side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So the power just cuts out, and we're like,
And I say, I'm going to sleep.
yeah.
So what time is this when that happens?
Maybe not even midnight.
Yeah. It was
It's like 10, 11:30 maybe.
yeah. So we were just like, it was pretty much just like, okay, we got nothing better to do, so let's just go to bed.
Be all right in the morning. It wasn't all right in the morning.
It wasn't all right in the morning. So you didn't leave. Did you leave? No, Sarah left first. Sarah had work.
I was here until like lunchtime. No, I was here until like 9 or 10. And then it was like
What did
freezing.
you do?
Huh?
Until 9 or 10 with nothing on.
In the morning.
Yeah. What did you do?
Slept.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
If you went to bed before midnight, you sleep for 10 hours? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I slept, and then I was just in my bed trying to stay warm, and I was like, gotta get out of bed
Ain't
somehow
cutting it.
and try to figure out what's going on. And just got my stuff together, and I was gonna go to my parents' house and hang out until because if I knew how bad it was outside, I was like, there's no way they're gonna be able to fix it anytime soon. And I was right, because I was driving down Tyler Loop, there was trees down, just like Tyler Loop, like a train wreck. It was awful, like about as bad as you would think, like an actual tornado came.
When I was driving down it coming here, it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, there were several trees down in our yard. There's like a giant branch that just impaled into the ground. It's scary.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was standing up by itself.
I'll
It was
actually post
scary.
Whenever this podcast comes out, I'll post that picture. I still have that picture.
Yeah, I
of it.
saw it as I was leaving, but I just went to my parents' house and hung out.
It's still there. We didn't move it yet.
and it was like, we're gonna crucify
It's like the
Kermit
flag.
to it.
Yeah, it's like the flag for the yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that happened, and we didn't get power back until this morning.
Yeah, this morning I think at like 7.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So how many hours without power?
Over 24.
Yeah, it was like 32 or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you were posting pictures on Instagram of you and Sarah. You had went and bought firewood.
Yeah.
And so what did you y'all camp out in the living room that night?
So I got off. We went and got food because we couldn't cook anything, and everything in the fridge was like you had to cook it.
Mm-hmm.
So did Chalkville Mountain have power? I guess so.
Yeah.
Certain places did. Yeah.
As you're coming down our house, you know how there's the Pinson Valley sign. Okay.
Yeah.
If you from the Pinson Valley sign down all the way through Tyler Loop till the Swinney Hollow Road, even that neighborhood in the very back, no power.
So Hayden didn't even come home that night.
No,
went to
he
your
said
parents' house.
Mm-hmm. Stayed at my parents' house. I played Spyro, watched Erased, and I just kicked it. It was all right.
Well, because the temperature dropped to like 30.
Yeah.
34 or 36,
It was cold as
just
titties.
above freezing.
It was 54 degrees in the house.
Oh, okay, 54 in the house. That's all right.
Yeah, it was colder in our bedroom though. But we just took my old. We did 2 comforters and then all the blankets, and it wasn't the worst.
So did you put your mattress in the living room? Or did you sleep on the couch?
No. We slept in our bedroom.
You should have used the futon.
Yeah.
I would use the futon. I'd have moved the table and used the futon.
Yeah, for real. You got that whole mattress sitting in the studio. You should have put that thing in there. Let's talk about.
Okay.
So that transitions
this.
into what we
Let's talk about
I
this
don't know anything about this
expensive.
Okay.
futon.
So Harry.
futon straight up Japanese style.
So Harry, I went to overstock.com.
It really is.
And
Is that a real place?
yes, overstock.com. So they're overstocked with these fucking futons. And I was like, and it has the stand and everything with it. I'm like, awesome. And it was like
How much?
$130. I was like,
Woo.
that's a good deal. I need one for my studio. So when people come over here, it gets in, and then me and Hayden pick it up to the steps. And I was like, that's
It's
pretty
a big.
light.
It's a big box.
It's a big
though,
box,
right? Yeah.
and we had assumed you just see the futon mattress, and we were like, okay, cool. They made it like a burrito, all things we need to put together in the middle. Again, not so.
No,
Is it just?
just a mattress. So you haven't gone in there yet and
No,
seen
I
it.
haven't.
So it's
So if you walk in there, it's just a mattress on the folded against the wall. So if you go in there, you have to just lay on the floor
And at
with like
first-
your legs up.
It's just a big pillow.
no,
Yeah.
and it's like total Japanese style. And at first, Tim was like, it's like I can't fucking believe this. He was mad, but then like later on, we're like, okay, it's not the worst thing ever. It's kind of chilling there, like just kind of sitting on it like a big mattress couch against the wall. So not the worst thing.
Yeah.
And also, like, if somebody wants to spend the night, they actually have a mattress.
Yeah, so like when you can sleep just
No
on the
more-
futon
You don't
in
have
the
to
back.
sleep with Hayden anymore.
But it
Yeah.
looks just super sketchy, though. It's just like sitting on the floor, like half-ass leaned up against the wall.
I should put one of the
So I
cameras
was
right
like,
in front of it.
I was like, okay, so you spent the money on this futon. Send it back. Just pay
He tried to.
to send it back.
So you don't know about this, right?
No, that's why I'm bringing
Okay,
it up.
so I was like, I'm so pissed. So I went to like just go immediately
Return it.
return it, and they're like, yeah, you can return it. Returning it will be $52.
So more than half the price.
Yeah, I
of
was
the
like,
futon.
okay.
And also, like, getting a box, because when it was inside the box and it was inside the plastic, it was vacuum sealed, so it was like super. So when you cut the plastic, it just expanded like crazy.
Yeah, so
and I was like, "There's no way we're getting into that box and paying."
That's
like,
how they get you.
That's how they get you, man.
Okay, so then just look into just buy a frame for the mattress.
I got
But
it.
then you're looking at another $130 for it.
No, so what I've done so far, I'm broke right now because obviously I bought
Holidays.
holidays.
Crimbus.
So Zach, we want you to build out of some plywood a damn futon.
I want you to build me a futon out of a shelf
and live stream
Hey,
it.
Harry,
with a screwdriver.
Harry, you see that shelf right there that the mixer's sitting on? I built that with a hammer and a flathead screwdriver.
He's not lying either. I watched him do
You
it.
did, so, did you use nails or screws?
No, he cut the boards with the hammer. Only Zach can do something.
How?
He's MacGyver. MacGyver.
The more you, Zach. Anyways,
So anyway, did you find a
Craigslist. I found some on Craigslist and I've been messaging so, but those are like, these are the most sketchy people because I'm thinking of like futon people and like, man, I'm like, hey, can I come get this? I'll literally go buy it, and they're like, yeah, man, I'm only available on like 2 days of the week, but only between these times. And I'm like,
I'm available Sunday night at 2 a.m. and Wednesday morning at 6 a.m.
dude,
That's
and
it.
you're not supposed to go to the, if it feels sketchy, you're not supposed to go to the meets by yourself at all. You're supposed to kind of go with somebody, So I would
take
feel really
Hayden.
uncomfortable if you, even if you.
So you're
especially
dealing
if
with
Sarah.
sketchy people. You're already dealing with sketchy people. I mean, I guess only sketchy
You
people
can
sell
get robbed
futons
and,
on Craigslist.
Yeah,
and then
obviously.
Sarah's trying to sell her old car. Did she post that on Craigslist?
oh, I got a story
Where is
about
she
that.
getting all these crazy messages? I want to hear about the binoculars.
Okay, well, that's
I want to
it.
hear
That's
that.
it. So Sarah has been trying to sell her old car. Her old car she's trying to get $800 for it.
Which is, I think, is a steal.
Yeah, I mean, it needs some work, but $800 you can definitely get some work out of it for sure. But she's just trying to sell it. So the other night, person goes, "Hey, is this still available?" And she goes, "Yes." He goes, "Would you like to trade? I have night vision goggles." That's
standard military version, yeah. Like, no, this is not up for debate. Just cash.
Well, I don't know. That might be a good deal. Lake,
so he can't
Lake, is that a deal?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's even sketchier. I will trade you this bazooka.
Night vision goggles for a car?
Dude, but think about Joe Dirt,
You got to think though, that's got to be like one of those viral YouTube videos. Who's a guy's like, I started with a pen and I ended up with a boat,
with a house.
Yeah, so a guy has made his way to some night vision goggles and now he's trying to pawn it off for a car.
I don't know. Maybe they're like the Modern Warfare 2 goggles that you could have got back in the day. Did anyone have those?
No.
Modern Warfare 2, there's a bundle where you could buy the game and get night vision goggles, and Marshall bought those, and they were freaking badass. They were
like real night vision goggles?
Yeah, they were real night vision. Maybe
Damn.
Marshall did. Maybe his brother Michael got it. Either way,
much was
I
that?
hope Marshall listens to that and remembers. That's a good fucking
And he brings
time.
them over.
How much was that bundle though?
It was probably like $150. But Marshall has like all the Halo figures, of the Argonauts.
The Argonauts.
Come on.
We've talked about Argonauts before, Tim.
Jason.
Toy soldiers.
Yeah, we've talked.
We talked about
going in circles. Here we go. All right, next topic. Futons.
You
on the
should
floor.
wait till you hear his favorite Marvel villain.
It's the Shrunken Kids, right?
Ned Flanders. What?
Ned Flanders.
So I take it Sarah didn't make the trade for some night vision goggles.
And then so the second part,
she missed a deal.
So the other night, Sarah got so pissed. Sarah was supposed to meet this guy. This guy was supposed to drive down from Adamsville or Albertville, whatever. It's near Montgomery. He was supposed to drive all the way down and meet her to get this car. And she goes, okay, you can meet me at 6 p.m. Tomorrow to pick up the car at Best Buy. Here's the address. And he goes, okay, I'll see you then. And then she messaged him again saying, hey, we're actually going to meet at the Starbucks right before Best Buy. It's right down by the hill. You can't miss it. And he got no reply, no viewing. And so she was like, Tim, will you call the number for me? So I call the number, and it's a woman that answers. The guy's name was Charles. Yeah, his name was Charles. And I answer, and I go, hello? And I was like, is this Charles? And she goes, no, you have the wrong number. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I said, Sarah, did you give me the right number? And she's like, yeah, that's the number he called me this morning on. And then I call it again, no answer. I wait a couple minutes, call it again, no answer. Did it like 2 more times, and finally the answer again. I was like, hey, I called a while ago. Is there a guy named blah, blah, blah? And she goes, do you mean Tony? And I was like, I guess. He's supposed to come buying a car from my girlfriend down in Birmingham today. Have you seen him? She goes, no, I haven't seen him today. Oh, does he have a cell phone or anything? No, he's just been using this phone. And so I'm like, so there's a guy driving 2.5 hours down to Birmingham to buy a car that has no contact. We have no clue what he looks like. We have no clue what he drives to buy a car. So I was like, this is the dumbest.
Sketchy.
So did y'all hang out or did you bail?
I had to go shoot a video. I had to go shoot a video downtown. And I told Sarah, I was like, he ain't going to, there's no way. And it was raining too. It was the storm night.
Yeah, too much hassle for all that, man.
Yes, as soon as like the lady had said like, "Oh, you mean Tony?" I'd have been like, "Yeah, we're bouncing. Like this is dumb."
Yeah, so we'll eventually sell the car. I'm gonna try to help her as
trying
much.
To jip you, really?
Yeah.
It was a guy with a night vision goggles. It was like, okay, do you want him now?
We also had a lady message us saying like, "Hey, give us the car, and I'll give you $500 for the car, and you'll give me the car, and I'll give you the other money." Whenever I have it, but y'all can keep the title until then.
Shut the hell up! No,
they're just gonna set the car on fire.
That's even worse. They could like do something. Ooh, no.
I told her you can give me the $500, then we can wait till you pay the rest.
Yeah,
and she that was a big no.
She didn't think that was very funny.
Yeah, I wasn't being funny. I was being serious, Vicky.
I used to collect like old like band shirts and stuff like that, and I would keep them for a while. They'd be cool to wear just to have. It's a piece of like music history as well. And then at some point I'd sell them for like a decent price. And there was this one case where and it blows my mind that I sold a Power Trip shirt to a kid in Singapore for only like $25. It's a cool shirt, you know, shipping was like all that. Super easy, right? And if a kid from Singapore can make it that easy, and people from like Florida or people from even like California or whatever just don't know how to use PayPal, it blows my mind that I'm just like, yeah, man, like I'll give you like $6 for this shirt, but you have to pay everything in like shipping, and I don't know how to use PayPal, so I'm like, dude,
I'll never.
If I sent something out of the country I never knew how to send before, and I was like, I don't know if I'm because like addresses in Singapore in that particular part of the world, they're kind of like weird and very different from how ours is, and I was like, I hope I don't mess this guy's address up. And 2 weeks later, he messaged me. He was like, yeah, dude, I got it in perfect condition. Thanks for the shirt, man. People on Facebook are
I'll never
idiots.
forget when we used to do LCY merch for Tim, and we put a bunch of his merchandise online. And it was online for a couple months, and then we did a sale, and I want to say we knocked t-shirts down to like $8, or maybe even like $6.
$5 for the short sleeve, $8 for long sleeve.
That's a steal.
So this guy messages Tim, maybe on the $5 t-shirt, something just ridiculous. And the guy was like, hey man, you take money orders? If I go to Walmart and get me a money order and fill it out and mail it to you, would you take that? And Tim's like, it's $8, man. It's $8. I'll pay the $8.
Do you want
t-shirt.
What? I'll give you night vision goggles for all these shirts. Sold.
Okay.
Anyway.
So anyway, we should do the next topic on aliens.
Should we?
Yeah.
So like,
let's
on
do
the
it.
last
Xenomorphs?
What?
Like xenomorphs?
Yeah, Argonauts. Algorithms?
What?
Algorithms?
Math?
So me and Hayden had this talk the other day where he wanted to ask Zach.
We talked about on a previous episode about like ghosts, and I was like, man, I want to talk about aliens. And what also like kind of sparked this was on Oni Plays. It was Matt and it was Julian talking about how. So Julian really likes.
Tim was rubbing my leg.
They were talking about, one of them was like, okay, it's easier for me to believe in ghosts as opposed to aliens, and the other person was like, it's way easier for me to believe in aliens as opposed to ghosts. And I was like, I'm siding with the aliens guy. Like it's so much easier for me to believe in aliens, as opposed to ghosts, because I was like, that's so much more like possible.
Yeah.
Both of them are possible, but like aliens is like way up here.
Now I don't believe in the sense of the way that the movies and people have portrayed aliens to be, but to think that we're the only ones in this entire galaxy, solar system, infinite amount of space and time,
universe and everything,
is ridiculous for someone to think that we're the only living life.
Yeah, 100%.
So how do you guys like feel about like aliens and stuff like that? I just wanted to like, this is gonna be a very small topic, but you know.
So I'll do my take first, and then we'll let Harry go, and then we'll let Zach go. That cool? So my big thing is with aliens. We already talked about the expanding universe, and where we can't even see things in real time. First of all, it takes us years to see anything from a distance. 2, we can't even see the farthest distance. We can't go through these things that are said that exist, where we can go through a galaxy, then it goes to another galaxy. And it's like, if everything is said that is true about there being...
I'm already lost.
Are you really?
No, I'm playing. you didn't see me, but I was...
Well, we all know that it's flat, so if we make it to the end, we could actually
that's the real debate.
We could look off and see them up. They're over there.
That's the real debate. Flat Earth versus.
We just have to make it to the end. We got to make it to the edge.
Flat Earth versus aliens.
Flat Earth versus.
The galaxy's flat. The Earth is flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we all just got to make it to the edge to where it's like waving to your neighbor.
Yeah.
Hey, Gerald.
Zeloff.
Yeah.
It's Zeno.
Yeah, Zeno. But yeah, it's crazy. People just won't believe in things that are like that. we're not going to go to the real reason most people don't believe stuff like that, but just thinking of like if the universe is really as expansive and is as huge and big, and thinking that, you know, there's people like Lake in it, and then there's not, you know, another person on the other side of the galaxy that's probably exactly like you. It would be weird.
I'm glad I'm on the same planet that Lake happens to be on.
Yeah.
In this universe.
But there's probably another planet where there's another person exactly like you, Lake.
But he can break his arms even better.
Yeah, he breaks his legs. He breaks.
And Zach is glad he's not a part of that one.
Oh yeah.
No, Zach's there too.
Just think, in some galaxy somewhere, there's someone trying to trade night vision goggles for a Toyota.
And it's working.
Yeah.
Think about Aliens, man. I used to watch like Ancient Aliens, and even like one of my favorite I wouldn't call it a scary movie or like a horror movie, but the movie The Fourth Kind. It's one of my favorite movies. It's pretty scary at times. It's filmed like a documentary about people who have encountered aliens and stuff like that, but definitely a fake movie. I think everybody should check it out. It's I
mean, I was gonna say Fifth Element. Like,
is that real?
What?
Is that real?
Yeah, somewhere. Bruce Willis and Uma Thurman. Is it Uma Thurman?
I don't know what that movie's about.
You never seen Fifth Element?
No.
Oh my God, Zach!
I thought you were making fun of me because I was like The Fourth Kind. You were just like one of the Fifth Element.
No.
Okay.
You never seen the Fifth Element?
No.
It's so good.
There's a PS1 game of the Fifth Element.
That's probably really bad. You're probably dodging taxis.
I've never seen that movie either, though.
You know, oh my God. Oh, we need to have a movie cast.
We need to have Phil over and then do a movie.
I feel like Lake wants to chime in. Do you want to?
You're on my favorite topic.
Aliens, man. You want to come sit down for a second?
Let me tell you about everything I have to say about aliens. I think the idea of them is cool. That's it. That's all I got.
You don't really care about aliens? I think
the idea of them is super cool.
Yeah.
But like,
Lake wants to.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I can move. He can move. Somebody can move. Yeah, Lake wants to say something.
Human race is number one.
Get your hand back here, bro.
What's up?
There you go, dog.
What's going on, fellas?
War of the Worlds.
Hey, Lake, so what do you got to say about the last
So I'm the kind of guy that's on YouTube around like 1, 2 in the morning, just watching like a bunch of videos after videos about aliens. There's my favorite theory that there's a star, I don't remember exactly where, but it's one of them that we pay attention to closely. They call it a Dyson sphere. And there's like this huge superstructure being constructed around the sun to be able to, gather energy from it. Mm-hmm. The reason they're able to determine that there's something around the sun is the pattern of light when it flickers, when it dims and brightens.
Almost like an eclipse.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't match any kind of solar system pattern when planets will like rotate around it.
Yeah.
The only thing they can make, and they've simulated it, where there's an actual object around it that makes more sense when the light flickers on and off from the sun. That's like my favorite theory about aliens, about them being
something building. They're building something on
there.
That's really interesting.
Huge.
That's crazy, man.
And there's like this another way to determine. There's like different classes of civilizations. Mm-hmm. We're not even on the class 1 civilization where we're able to utilize all energy from our sun.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's really interesting. Best in the game.
Best in the game.
Yeah.
Dude, aliens are really cool, man. And
you had me going there.
What's really just like also like seeing stuff about UFO sightings and hearing people talk about UFO sightings. And it was like 2 or 3 years ago. One of Noah's coworkers, he was in like a certain area of Alabama, and he had a UFO sighting and caught it on his phone and was sending it to people around, like some of his friends, whatever. And it looked legit, like it was just on the iPhone, but I was like, there's no way that was a plane. There was no way that was like a man-made like aircraft, because like when they describe it, it's like lights moving in a way that no like human-made aircraft can move. You know what I'm saying? It moves in like zigzags and stuff like that. So stuff like that's really interesting.
But with stuff like that, if someone just in the backwoods of Alabama can film that on their iPhone, with all the technology,
this was in backwoods.
All the stuff that we've got to track satellites and meteors and all this stuff, like somebody else wouldn't have seen or not to discredit his video. I'm just saying,
this was a
the technology is out there to see.
His video was like, it was really interesting because it was like in traffic in the middle of like part of a town at like maybe 7 or 8 at night. So, and it was like probably during like the summer, like late summer. So it was like not super dark, but like probably around like close to sunset. So it was like, you could see stuff, you could see the stars and stuff, like it was dark up there, but you could also still like see like sunsetting. But it wasn't like in the middle of the woods or anything, and it looked really like suspicious. But also like you hear about abductions and people talking about that. Don't know anything. I don't know too much about that.
That's a little far fetched.
Yeah, abductions. I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard.
I hear like the dream, like they feel it's like a dream and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that a lot of that's in the Fourth Kind as well. And one of the big things about the Fourth Kind is and this is factual about people who claim to be abducted by aliens. Like comes into the movie, they all claim to have come in contact with an owl. That's a part of it, and like they think that owls could be like. There's like actual animal owls that live on Earth. There's also aliens use these things that look like owls to observe humans. Like I was listening to a radio show about aliens one time, and a lady said she claimed to be abducted by aliens beforehand. It was either before or after she came in contact with an owl. She was from Arizona. Came in contact with an owl on the side of the road, part of like a desert part of Arizona, but the owl was like 4 feet tall. It was huge. Yeah, and it scared her really bad, and that was like maybe 2 or 3 days after she thought she had been abducted by aliens.
Stuff like aliens and just like spooky,
really weird. Yeah.
When I was in 8th grade, I used to watch a show that was on Discovery Channel. It was about like there was like an episode about Bigfoot. There was one about like the giant squid. There was one about like the chupacabra. It was about a bunch of different
like urban legend type stuff. Yeah, I think I remember that show.
Stuff like that is so cool to me, and I don't want any of that to ever be proven or disproven. But stuff like that's super cool to me. I just like because you can make so many cool and interesting like stories based on that kind of stuff. And like theory craft on stuff, and it's just interesting.
And it's
I was thinking about, remember when we were driving back from a show and we saw that green light come down from the sky?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, and me and Hayden were like,
weird.
Like, literally just a neon green light just right down into the middle of the woods. And we were like, what the
Yeah, there's also like...
it was weird.
People have claimed to be abducted by aliens while there was one account where somebody was claimed to be abducted while they were driving and they saw a flash of light. And when they woke up or they got back to like reality, their last like consciousness, they were in their driveway, but it was like 3 hours later and their car was still on. They put them like when they, assuming they abduct them, they put them back to where they were supposed to be when they get back, you know, where they're supposed to be or where they're going, whatever. So they don't suspect anything, but you know. Crazy stuff, man. Aliens are cool, though.
How terrifying is the idea of like getting picked up by something when you're on your way to go do something? Yeah. Like you're just on your way. It's a normal day, getting picked up by something, and then in the moment, like you're there, you're seeing this happen, and they're like talking to you. You have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy stuff, and then 3 days later, they like do something to your brain. All that's gone, and you're just back where you were.
I know, dude.
And you're just like, I don't know. I don't know how.
And people talk
I was just walking home.
And you hear all this kind of stuff, and then you hear like the loony people who just sound like they believe anything they read on the internet, talking about these little gray and green men, and they got these little credit card lightsaber things, and they zap you and you turn to goo if you tell anybody that's.
What do you think an alien looks like?
They could look like anything.
I think they look like anemones.
Anemones.
They look like D.
I think there's an alien race that has to look like Pac-Man.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I'm sure there's like all kinds of
Pixels is actually a pretty good movie, by the way.
I don't know what that is. Oh, I do know what that is.
It actually wasn't that bad of a movie.
I find that hard to believe. I like most things I watch, so.
Before we stray too far off, why wouldn't they just look like us?
Yeah, exactly.
What makes us any different?
Depending on what their planet's made out of, you know.
I actually want to take this time because we have Harry as a special guest, and I think every single person will absolutely love this. I have another dirty passage for.
I'm so tired. I don't even know if I want to do this, man.
Dude, you're on the podcast. You have to do it anyway.
We're not gonna make you do anything, Harry.
Harry, you're gonna fucking do this. So I have a reading for Harry to read in Minetta's voice. So I don't know what book this is from, but I have it. It's from it's from the top 10 dirtiest books on planet Earth.
Okay, so bring people up to speed for that wouldn't know what we're talking about.
So it's like the Dirty Jobs like biography.
So Harry was in an episode, and at the very end of the episode, we had Harry do Minetta, which is the pervy character from My Hero Academia, and he does a really good impression of Minetta, and so we made him read 50 Shades of Grey. So every time he's on the podcast, I'm going to ask him if he will read a dirty passage in Minetta's voice. We're
not going to make him, though, if he doesn't want to.
Do you want me to start from one of the girls right here?
Yes.
But I really like the end of this paragraph where it says the head of his penis.
I'm glad you said it that way. I'm so glad you said
for my pingus.
Pingus.
Okay, yeah, you can start from there if you want to.
Hold up.
Please, yes, it is so good.
I didn't even see this line right here.
I'm afraid we're not gonna be able to put this on the podcast. It's gonna be way too NSFW.
It's not. It's gonna be good.
You say that.
You can just blur the one word.
I mean, there's gonna be a couple.
Okay. This is Minetta reading a dirty scene part 2, and go.
One of the girls, graceful and dark-haired, stepped out of the shower, grabbed the towel, and began to contentedly pat her young breasts dry. A little redhead slipped off her swimsuit and took her place under the shower. Blood.
Just stop.
Bruno moaned a little and was beginning to feel dizzy. In his head, he could imagine walking over, taking his shorts off, and waiting by the showers. He had every right to go in and wait to take a shower. He imagined himself beside them. His card saying something like, "Is the water hot?" The showers were 50 centimeters apart. If he took a shower next to the redheaded girl, she might accidentally brush against his prick. I'm done.
Okay.
His prick. Oh my freaking god.
It's so good.
It's
good every single time.
Some of those words were gross.
Imagine reading that and just being like turned on by that. People do that. That's so weird.
Yeah. You remember the lady that
What's wrong with reading something and getting turned on by it, Tim?
Okay, it's not a manga or a hentai.
I don't.
What are you assuming of me, Tim?
Hold up.
Do you remember the lady that brought like a cucumber with her into?
I remember seeing that 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know if it's 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight. No, it's definitely 50 Shades.
Okay,
yeah, 100%.
Shut up.
There's no reason to use a cucumber.
No Team Cucumber. Or what's the guy from, never mind.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
I was going to say VeggieTales.
Larry.
Come on, man.
Larry is pure.
Damn.
Okay, and do not bring Larry into this.
He's a vegetable of God. Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Pray to Jesus.
What?
It got me.
That's what I never watched VeggieTales. That's what he sounds like, right?
I've never seen VeggieTales, so I have no idea.
I see it. The Jericho episode made me pissed when I was a kid. Oh.
The Walls of Jericho episode?
Yeah, when they're just dancing around for 40 years. They didn't.
That's not real. This is what we talk about on Mochi Podcast. We talk about praying
The
to
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales.
Oh, Jesus, pray to Jesus. What?
It's been one wild ride for this one.
It's been a fun one, though.
I'm really glad that we could get, Robo McCown over here to come through.
I'm just
the
glad
ether.
we got everything hooked up.
He's actually
man.
in a different universe. So this is actually not the real Zach. It's
This is what aliens
Zach.
look
This
like,
is the Zach
guys.
that can break his bones like.
Thank you, Harry, for
Not
coming
putting
on
that in.
again.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm sorry I was so tired. I'm just sleepy. It was late. I didn't think it was
Go
going to be
sleep,
this late.
boys.
Yeah, go sleep on.
I'm sleepy.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out to the podcast. I've been your host, Tim. Next to me is my host,
Hayden, and our TV host is right here.
It's your boy Zach.
And thank you, Harry, again for coming on the podcast. And like we do every week, because Zach is not here, now I have to do it. We love Tim.
We do love Tim.
We love Tim.
I like Tim.